In previous all the videos we have discussed all the CPU scheduling algorithm, preemptive as well as non-preemptive. We'll just discuss about the comparative studies between FCFS, SJF, SRJF, priority scheduling and round robin in the present video. Coming to FCFS, it is first come first serve. So if you have a very high burst time job in the beginning, so lower burst time job has to wait for a long time. So this is the main drawback of FCFS. Suppose instead of 6 it is 61 and there is one job that is one work unit, so one has to wait for 61 to complete because it is a blind schedule. First one which is entering to the system should be executed first. So first arrival time job work unit, if it is 61, let's say, not 6, and fourth arrival is happening for time unit of job, work unit of job 1. So one has to wait for 61 to complete. So that is the drawback of FCFS. Okay, SJF as such not much drawback because shortest job will be given the higher priority, but the problem is shortest job at the present time should be calculated at every moment of time, which is time taking. Like out of how many jobs are present at the particular time, which one is the smallest, that should be taken first. Smallest means here consideration is burst time. Okay, arrival time is the consideration only to consider whether at particular instance of time the process is arrived or not. Like at the instance of time 3, P3 and P4 are not present. At the instance of time 0, P2, P3, P4 all are not present. So presently considered job is only 6 at instance 0. So in this case, when we are considering SJF with arrival time has only importance to consider whether the job is present in or it is upcoming. Okay, but main consideration is burst time here. Whose burst time is lowest should be considered, but every time lowest burst time should be calculated, then only it can proceed. So FCFS in that way no calculation is required. It will be just like that dispatcher will attach CPU to the process present in the ready queue. SRJF, obviously it is good in the sense it is, see, in SJF there is no preemption. Once the process is given, CPU is given to the process, it has to be executed. But in SRJF, every moment whenever an arrival is happening, previous job which was currently executing, like P1 was the single job in present work time unit 0. So when P2 is entering, P2's work unit is lesser than P1's work unit. So immediately CPU should be given to process P2 because P2 has less burst time than P1. But what is happening, because of CPU is frequently switching to the process, context switching will occur in number of times. Okay, but FCFS, one process is getting CPU only one time. Here also in SJF also one time CPU is getting completely, process is getting executed with CPU, then CPU is given to other process. So in non-preemptive scheduling, non-preemptive means CPU cannot be taken out once it is given. So in this case no context switching time is not a overhead for the system. But whenever preemption is added, like CPU can be taken out, obviously here execution will be faster and it is wise decision also, because if the work unit of the job is lower, it should be immediately, it can immediately go out of the system. So it will increase system throughput. But here wastage is context switching. Okay, many number of context switching will happen, which is particularly for a system it is a overhead. Priority is obviously required because priority wise if we execute the job like some system process which has to be executed at the present moment, so some priority should be assigned to the system. Priority can be external, can be internal. Like when one company is executing the job, maybe for some job there is more demand, more money its company can earn from that. So for that job, company can set a higher priority for that job. Okay, internal priority means suppose one lower work unit job is there, so that can be executed and can clear the system. So system can internally set higher priority for lower work unit of job. Okay, but in this case, if it is a preemptive scheduling, context switching time is not much overhead, because once the CPU is given to the process, it is getting executed. But in the case of priority scheduling, again we are considering, this is very important because priority is there, arrival time is also considered, burst time is also there. So all the parameters are present. We need to understand this very carefully. See here priority is given priority over anything, like over burst time or over anything. Arrival time wise, if the job is present, priority will be main concern. So if the priority is high, process should be first executed. But as it is preemptive priority, what will happen is higher priority job will be always given priority. So CPU will leave the lower priority job and move to higher priority job. So processes will not have continuous execution. It will be splitted while executing. Like we can see, it is splitted. So there should be context switching time and more context switching time, because we are considering a small example here. It is not a real life scenario. We are not keep on adding the jobs. We have taken a static scenario. We are not considering the upcoming jobs. So it is a very simple example. Maybe with this we cannot explain the drawback properly, but you need to assume, you need to imagine that if continuously higher priority jobs are coming, lower priority jobs, what will happen for that? It will go for starvation. Like next, again if one job comes with priority number 1, again one more jobs comes with priority number 2, what will happen? Who are having 3, 4 priority or maybe 6, 7 priority? Usually priority number will give not so high value, like 0 to 10 around will give priority value. So 10th priority job may not be executed because continuously jobs are coming with lower priority number, that is higher priority. Round robin is a schedule which actually we use in real life. There are many real life example for priority scheduling. You have seen in client server system, you will not get to know how server time will be divided among the clients. Clients will not realize that client is not presently attached with the server. Okay, round robin is executing there. Round robin idea is take a time quantum, let it be average of the burst time or lower than the average of the burst time. That amount of time we should give to all the processes in periodical order. Like if time quantum is 2 units should be given to P1, P2, P3, P4. Again, if it is not done, again 2 units of time should be given to all the process. So in this case also, main drawback is context switching. Frequently context switching is happening, which is the overhead of the system, saving the state of the previous process and loading the state of the new process. Okay, so these are the comparative studies and one overview or revision for all the CPU scheduling algorithm. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Thanks for your patience.